Welcome back, viewers, to another episode of Mount Shasta. Today we will dive into stories about Shasta and what happens around it, including stories about a city of light, a man inspiring a group of believers, then a child with his mysterious other grandma. According to several sites, including videos and a book by author Diane Robbins, there is a city underneath Mount Shasta. This city is called Teleios, City of Light. Sources say that this city was washed away thousands of years ago and contains beings that walk the train tracks of Mount Shasta. These beings are reported to have long flowing hair and wear white robes. Author Diane Robbins claims in her book that these creatures have created heaven on earth and are willing to help us. Other stories include the fifth dimension being in Teleios and even trying to connect it with astrology being the reason why they are here. This is a very interesting topic, and in the video I have watched, people describe an energy surrounding Mount Shasta. Several groups come together at Mount Shasta from time to time to meditate, to absorb this energy in some type of way. That's how they described it in the video. This whole legend or story, if it is true, whether or not, has created groups known as the I Am group. What inspired the group known as I Am movement and caused the creation of this group? Well, the man who created this group was called Guy Bullard, and Guy claims he met a man by the name of Count Sir Germain on top of Mount Shasta. This man supposedly comes from outer space and was here to save him and a group. Their teachings include the ascension of earth, body, and mind, and also includes a mix of Count Sir Germain and Jesus as a whole being. This group peaked in the 30s and 40s and now only contains a factor of what they used to be. Their main idea was when a member goes to die, instead of dying simply, they would get up and walk to heaven. This is supposedly what happened to Guy Bullard after his death, but a lot of members in the group concluded that this might be false because past members did not go through that when they died. This group still holds a lot of members to the point where they operate like a church. They have summer programs, ceremonies, and get-togethers. This group had a very interesting upbringing considering they met a man on top of Mount Shasta. Before we go on to the main story, we must go a year back. This grandmother and her friend decide to go camping near an area located at Mount Shasta. This friend and grandmother are enjoying their night and spot red eyes coming from the trees. Anytime they shine a light over there, the red eyes seem to disappear. As both friends decided to head off to bed, one of them slept in the tent while the other was in the RV. The next morning, both of them are face down in the dirt and have 2 puncture holes in their neck. They concluded this was a spider bite, but they were violently ill for the next months. With that information, we can now go on to her grandson, the toddler of this main story. Anyways, this little boy and his dog are reported missing by the parents while they are camping. This dog was found a little while later near the river, soaking wet. Of course, this did not help the little boy in his case. Everyone was searching through the area, hurrying to find this little boy, and somehow he just appears out of nowhere. After a little while, into the next day, the little boy decides to start and give his story out to tell what really happened and why he left the camp. The little boy described his story as being lured away by his other grandmother. She took him to a cave filled with spiders, weapons, and women's purses. She instructed him to deface paper and when she became frustrated, told him he was from outer space and was placed in his mother's tummy for something greater. The little boy added that this other grandmother looked like a robot. After becoming so frustrated, she dragged the little boy to a heavily looked place by the search party. He was found a little while later. The grandmother and parents, after hearing the story, were very concerned. The grandmother also asked if he found this on TV. So the real question here was, is this a coincidence between both of these stories? Or was it just a child's imagination? Or is there something sinister happening around Mount Shasta with spiders and robot grannies? Well, viewers, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoy learning about Telios, City of Light, Count Sir Germain and his group of believers, and then the toddler with his robot granny.